What brought you to hip hop rap?
My background, honestly, bro. Family from New York City.
Okay.
I really just tapped in with music. My mom was a big fan of Alicia Keys, Mary J. Blige. I want to say Missy Elliott. My uncles was always listening to Biggie, 50 Cent. Honestly, bro, I want to say my biggest accolade was probably me performing in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I ain't know about that. What's good with the Toronto joint?
Man.
But yeah, y'all, welcome back. This is another episode of the Squeeze podcast. And today we are here with the absolute best, absolute greatest. Number one, well, he's family for real. But at the same time, I got to sing all these accolades because this man is changing the game right here at home in the DMV with his music and his artistry. Everything is absolutely amazing and crisp. So you make sure you check this brother out. But I'm going to let him give you his own introduction because ain't nobody else can say it sweeter than this man here.
Yes, sir. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, bro? Can you tell the people about yourself? Tell them who you are and where you came from.
Yes, sir, man. My name is Peets. I go by Peets, man. That's it's an easy answer for why I got my artist name. That's my last name. And from there, bro, it's just I'm really just a family person, bro. So I took my last name and made it my artist name because it means the world to me. You know what I mean? It's really something that I'm pushing for greatness. Because I'm trying to put my family in situations where, you know what I mean, trying to break the generational curse for real.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Sir.
And I feel like that's the reason the reason I named myself Peets, and that's why we here, man.
Yeah, bro, and I listen. I definitely respect that because family got to be on top. We live in a world where everybody thinks being an individual is the best thing to be, and they don't worry about nobody else but themselves. And that's the toxic shit that y'all be dealing with all the time now, man.
Yes, sir.
That's why ain't nobody can't get nowhere because everybody thinking like crabs in a barrel, and we gotta help each other and push each other to be the greatest versions of ourselves. And that's why today here we gonna get into this, brother, because if y'all didn't know already, this man has been doing the damn thing here, right here at home in the DMV, and y'all need to get with the shit. So, Peets, my guy.
Yes, sir.
What got you started in the artistry game? What got you into music originally?
What really got me into music, bro, honestly, I want to say was just being around it, growing up around music being played all the time. Don't matter what time of day, bro, music was being played at the household.
Okay.
Like it comes from all different types of genres. Shout out to my mom.
Mama, when you hear this, just wanna tell you that I love you. Everything I do is for you and granny. No one ever, baby boy, fighting demons, but you know I got it covered.
Really just always having music on, my uncles around the house.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So it just really comes from that, bro. That's where my love for music since a little baby, bro.
Okay.
And I feel like once I got started, I just felt like I was in the right place. It just felt right.
And you know, once you're on path, you know what I'm saying, you got to stay motivated. A lot of people don't be telling you that because it's going to be hard times and it's going to be times when you feel like, you know, you want to let some shit go because it's a little overwhelming and stuff like that. But yeah, bro,
it gets overwhelming when you're chasing your dreams, bro.
It definitely do, and you got to stay true to your shit. And then you also got to make sure you know how you making it work for you too. Because
for sure.
A lot of people just do it and forget that you got to make it work for you as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be doing it for the love of it and then it wear you the hell out.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
But when you were saying that though, so what was you said something about the genre, and I wanted to ask you this because what do you call your own genre of music?
Hip hop rap, bro. I want to say that's where I'm at.
You hip hop rap?
Yeah.
And then what was the origin for that for you? Like what brought you to hip hop rap?
My background, honestly, bro. Family from New York City. I really just tapped in with music. My mom was a big fan of Alicia Keys, Mary J. Blige. I want to say Missy Elliott. Okay. My uncles was always listening to Biggie, 50 Cent. You know what I mean? And it kind of just came from that, bro. A lot of that music is really, especially like the rap side of it, like what my uncles was listening to. A lot of it was like boom bap type of instrumentals, bro. And I really just fell in love with that. And
yes, sir.
That's really where my love for music came from.
Gave you that flow. Okay.
For sure.
Okay, so who do you feel like was probably your most like inspirational artist for you back in the day?
Back in the day, most of them artists I named were really like my family's favorite. You know what I mean? My uncles, my moms. But really one artist that really stuck with me, I want to say, was J. Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of took that boom bap and made it, you know what I mean,
Made it
cool.
his own.
Made
Yeah.
it cool for my generation, you
Yes,
know what I
sir.
mean? And he's really someone that stuck with me. I want to say him, Lil Wayne.
Oh, Wheezy.
You know
Wheezy
Wayne,
F,
come
baby.
on, man, that's the legend.
So you about to be out. You about to be out at that Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Seeing Wheezy on the
that's
field.
crazy, man. That's Weezy not being the Super Bowl halftime show is crazy to me.
You don't think? You think he should be in that?
I
joint?
think so, bro.
Well, he wanted to look out for the A artists. You know what I'm saying? Because they out there and it's like y'all gonna have it at our home and y'all ain't gonna at least respect them.
For sure.
At the same time though, I think he should have shared the platform instead of
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I
Completely
think that
legal.
would have been fair.
right.
I think that would have been fair.
Because at the end of the day, you still gotta make your coins too.
You do, and you gotta show love to the legends while they breathing, bro. You
That's
know what I
it.
mean?
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know how much longer we got left with our boy. You know what I'm saying? And shout out, because you just said it. Let's shout out James Earl Jones and Frankie Beverly, who just passed this past week, and let's give him a moment of silence.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me like what was the start of the journey for you in becoming a musician?
Musician, me being just around it, like I stated, bro, just me being around the music and having some of my close friends really making music, you know what I mean, kind of pushed me in that area.
Okay.
Just being in the studio with them, even when I wasn't making music, bro, just being in the studio, kind of just like catching a vibe with them and just being around it. And like some of my guys were making music, like Travi Noster, Streets.
Shout out Travi.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Streets as well. He was really one of them. They were really some of the guys that really kind of pushed me into doing it. Travi told me, like, yo, bro, you got a story to tell as well. And I feel like you need to put him behind these beats, bro. And he kind of pushed me in that way, and now we here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you get into it often with the music and stuff like that. And how do you kind of keep yourself separate from the music and then, stay your own individual, stay Peets without the music?
Just staying grounded
Okay.
to who I am and being like around the guys. Just being around the guys, bro, honestly, that's really the easiest thing to remain myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I gained a lot of my inspiration. Like, yeah, I'm inspired by some of the music I heard, but I really gather my inspiration and my motivation from just being around the guys and being around the family.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I really treat everybody like family that's still around me nowadays.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I treat everybody like family, and then those are really the guys and the people that really push me into. You know what I mean?
And with family being involved, what's the best advice that you feel like you've gotten from family that has kept you motivated?
Man, stay goal driven. You know what I mean? Stay goal driven and like just keep going, because you know what I mean, they feel like I got what it takes to really, break some barriers down for the family. So that's really some of the things that they kind of, just talk to me about, like, yo, don't give up. You're probably not where you want to be at today, but you don't know where you're going to be at tomorrow. Yeah. It's probably a lot of good things that they tell me.
And that's it, bro. And I'm going to give you another little piece of advice for you to add on to it. You always want to be better than that version of yourself yesterday, today. You know what I mean?
That's hard. Yeah, for sure.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because you're always building. You know what I'm saying? It's compounded. Just like, that artistry that you was doing back in the day. Because I'm about to ask you about this. But back in the day ain't the same as what you're doing right now, right?
Nah.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, for sure.
A whole new level.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about levels, what level did you start at? What year? What got you into it? What year was it?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
I want to say it was like the year around 2013, 2014 when I really just said, yeah, I'm going to go for it. Like, let's do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, man.
Yeah, I say, tell us the story. What was life like? What was the moment? Like this?
The moment, bro, was honestly, it was me and my cousin Yeldy.
Okay.
And he had a friend of his, which is basically his brother-in-law, right? So his brother-in-law was living in New York, and he was making music as well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he was really just into the music. I was into the music. We made a couple tracks together. You know what I mean? We put them out here and there, and then he kind of just stopped making music, but we kind of was like, yo, bro, we're going to go get you from New York. So, you know, we went to go get him, and he had some studio equipment with him.
Okay.
And I was just like, man, but he told me, like, the Pro Tools joint that we used to record wasn't working.
Okay.
Bro, so I was so driven by, like, getting that to work. Bro, I stayed up hours trying to fix that program, bro, trying to get the program to open.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, it wasn't
doing what it needed to do.
It wasn't doing what it needed to do.
Okay.
It wasn't the, you know what I mean, the finished product. But, bro, I stood up hours upon days trying to fix that program, trying to fix Pro Tools. And once I fixed it, I was just like, yo, I did all that. Now I got to do this. Like, now I got to make a couple songs, you know what I mean? And probably the songs I was making back then weren't the greatest, you know what I mean? But I was still going for it, though, bro. Like, I kept working, staying up nights and nights and nights, hours upon hours, bro, just perfecting my craft.
So let me ask you this, and I'm pretty sure not a lot of artists probably have ever answered this question. What's a song that you look back at now and wish you could have did better?
I can't even remember the name of the songs that I put out back in the day because I took them all down. Man.
Because you at a whole new level. But, I mean, you got to let people see where you came from, too.
I want to say probably the song I dropped, but it kind of got me, like, the buzz that I needed in the area. It's called Mind Your Business. Okay. I dropped that song, and it did its thing. You know what I mean? It gathered some traction in the area. A lot of people were fucking with it, kind of fucking with what I had got on, what I did. I recorded that song in Miami. Okay. Yeah, I recorded that song in Miami, and I remember recording a clip to it. And then I posted it on IG. Okay, on the IG, on the Reels. Before Reels, bro.
Before Reels, dang.
Reels, bro.
This is back in the day, y'all.
This was like 2015.
Yeah, y'all see, he been working, y'all see.
Yeah, probably like 2015, bro, I want to say.
It's about 10 years in the game. You ain't even know it, bro. You a veteran for sure now.
Yeah, I'm deep in it now,
yeah, you're not new money, bro.
Yeah, nah, hell nah. We been around, you know what I mean? So doing our thing, but that song right there really was the one that I probably would say I could have did it a little better. It did its thing, but I probably could have delivered it a little better, I want to say.
And that's straight, brother. But since you have gone and improved, what are some of the techniques that you feel like you have improved on, and you feel like now is going to take your artistry to the next level?
What I improved on, bro, I want to say my delivery and my flow. Okay. Yeah, those are the two main components I want to say that really. Because I felt like I always had a good pen and always, you know, understood how to write a song, kind of like making people understand what I'm saying, you know what I mean? But I want to say my flow, my delivery, my timing and all of that. Okay. I want to say those are the skills that I really kind of like sharpened and really made me the artist I am now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know y'all over here watching, and I appreciate everybody that's watching right now. If you could do me a favor and just like this video, we would be greatly appreciated. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button because it's absolutely free. But before you do that, it's going to be a link in this bio, description, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to be a link straight to this man's page. So make sure you go over there and do the exact same thing. Yes, go over there, check out this music because it's going to be revolutionary. Of course, you're going to be seeing it throughout this video, but at the same time, you ain't going to see it like you're going to see it when you watch the full thing. So make sure you go over there and check my man out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to ask you, even though, you know, you 10 years in the game, you know, and I don't see you on posting your accolades too often, but what's been the most rewarding situation for you as an artist from beginning to now?
Man, my biggest accolade, probably, honestly, bro, I'm gonna say my biggest accolade was probably me performing in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I ain't know about that. What's good with the Toronto joint?
Man, bro, that was a crazy time. Yeah, it was mad love too.
Okay, tell me the story. What happened? How you get out to Toronto?
So, bro, honestly, we went out to Toronto for one of my bros' B-days. For my guy, Faye. Shout out to Faye, man. We went out there for my bro B-day, honestly. And went out there, bro. We got there. We drove out there, first of all. Wasn't too bad of a drive, honestly.
I was about to say, what was that border check like? Because that's what they be talking about. It was
smooth, bro.
Oh, it was smooth?
Yeah, the guys, they didn't really press us. Okay. Yeah, they asked for our passport, and they, You know
Let
what I
y'all
mean?
through.
Have a good day.
Okay,
They asked
it's
what we
easy.
coming for, and then we went from there. But nah, bro, we got there. We got to the Airbnb. I want to say the first thing, you know what I mean? We were all hungry and things like that, and we was just like, yo, bro, let's go get some food. And we were like, yo, what we gonna eat? And then my bro Jig, late night Jig, he was like, yo, bro, what we about to eat? Let's go get some like Dominican food or something. I was like, oh yeah, that's what we talking about. Everybody was with it, so we searched it up, and there was a restaurant like 10 minutes away. We went out there, and bro, since we got there, bro, the owner, she was there, bro, and she you know, showed us mad love. You know what I mean? She sat us down, she took care of us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Any extra things that we wanted, she showed us mad love. And then there was somebody that walked in. His name was Papeleta.
Okay.
He walked in, bro. He was talking to us. You know what I mean? Good vibes. He felt the good vibes, bro. You know what I mean? So he came over, talked to us, and he was a promoter out there. So we went out there. That night, we went to go to one of his parties. You know what I mean? With him, we got a section or whatever. We was having a good time. He locked in with my man Yodi and Fabe, and they kind of just talked about it. He kind of started following us, following the movement. He was fucking with what we had going on. He was like, yo, bro, like, y'all got it.
Gotta say it's up.
Like, yeah,
It's
for sure.
up.
He was like, yo, you and your man Late Night Jigga, y'all got it.
Mhm.
Like, y'all got what it, you know what I mean, what it
Y'all
takes.
got
And
that
yeah,
energy.
for sure. So he brought us out there. He was like, yo, bro, I want to throw a party. I want to have y'all perform. And we was like, yo, bro, that's crazy.
That's lit.
I was like,
That's
bro,
lit.
music took us to the 6, bro. Took us to Toronto.
Okay.
And yeah, bro. So I want to say that's probably my biggest accomplishment, bro.
Well,
I wanna
look,
say.
listen, bro. Don't be surprised when you out of the country a little bit more often than you think, because
For sure.
after this, believe me, Juicy Worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on, man.
We gonna have you everywhere, because right after this, I'm gonna give you a little scoop too.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be taking this on the show on the road. We going to Thailand in December.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's
so I'm gonna make sure that
beautiful,
they know about you out there for
Man,
sure,
I
bro.
appreciate that, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I appreciate that.
Before we get into all of that though, you know, you said your accolades, but what has been like the most struggling process in, you know, either making the music or even becoming an artist or getting shows? What's been the most struggle?
The most struggle, I want to say, probably not having the shows, or feeling like, you know what I mean, you have, or not feeling that instant success as you thought you was going to feel.
Okay. And what you thought that you was just going to jump out there?
Jump out there and it was going to be lit.
Oh, you thought
it
you
looks
was,
good.
you
It
thought
looks
you-
good.
Thought you was going to be DMX off
Yeah,
one bar, huh?
Literally, bro.
Okay.
That's how everybody goes into it, though, feeling like, oh, yeah, like we got a hit record.
Okay, and then what
But-
did you learn through that though?
Man, I learned how to grind, bro. I learned how to stay down and really just push.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what really, not seeing that, probably not instant success, but not even just a little bit of success, not seeing the numbers that you thought you was going to have and things like that. Those are probably some of my, you know, moments that really just, you know what I mean? I want to say kind of made me feel like, okay, damn, maybe this wasn't the right idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you figured out it ain't no microwave shit. This is growth for
Yeah,
real. This
it
like
really is.
This like putting a plant in the ground.
Yeah,
and you
bro.
gotta mature that baby.
Literally, bro, when you're chasing your dreams, it's not easy.
It's not easy,
It's
and
not
sometimes
easy.
you don't got the instruction manual. It's like you gotta kind of figure it out on your own type deal, and then you kind of gotta keep pushing forward
Gotcha.
without knowing whether you're gonna get the results that you hoping for, but then just learning from it. Like for example, if you see that, you know, you put out a music video and this one is hot, you still can't put it out again. You know what I'm saying? But you can, you know, work on a flow that might be similar. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, figure out the vibe you was in and then kind of keep that up. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? But for you though, bro, what is the music process of like creating a song? So what is like, excuse me, can you walk us through the process that you take to create a new track?
Man, honestly, it just starts by me going to the studio that day and just depending on how I feel. Kind of just go with the flow of the day, how I'm feeling mentally. You know what I mean? Really just kind of picks out what type of mood I'm going to have, or what type of, like what mood I'm going to have in my song. You know, is the beat going to be up-tempo? Is it going to be more like soft and melodic and things like that? You know what I mean? So it's kind of just all depends on how I'm feeling that day. Because my engineer, shout out to Chugi, he's really one of the ones that really drive me into, you know, how I'm gonna do certain songs, or yo, bro, I think you should do it this way, or I think you should do it that way, depending on how I'm feeling again. Because I go in there empty-handed. I'm in there empty-handed, bro. I don't go in there with like nothing written down, no words written down. It's like a blank canvas.
Okay.
We create the beat that same day, and I put words on it that same day.
And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you straight off the head, straight off the dome.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say, so when you sitting there creating, what is it that inspires you the most? Like, what is it that keeps you going? Like when you having them brain farts, when you feel like you can't put nothing down, what is it that keeps you motivated?
The family.
Okay, the family.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like I was explaining it to you earlier, bro. I don't really gather my inspiration from other artists or. No, well, let me take that back because I do gather my inspiration from certain artists, but which those certain artists are my peers, the people around me. But those people around me is the people I call family as well. You know what I mean? I got my brothers and my family that that don't make music, but as well as my family that I make music with. Like a couple names I would name. I want to say, Late Night Jiggy, Oksama, Travi Nosher, Lucky Nas. Those are really the guys that really I gather my inspiration from. But when like I'm down and I feel like I don't need to make music, but I go back and listen to their music. I go back, hang around the guys like my guy Yeldy, Fabe, my dog Gompi. I go around them, bro, and I really just gather my inspiration from them.
Shout out the folks, y'all.
For sure.
You gotta give love to the folks.
For sure.
You feel me?
For sure.
So yeah, no, that's beautiful, bro. And you know what I'm saying, family gotta stay close to heart for sure.
Yeah.
So, I know you ladies are loving this melodious voice you are hearing right here, but we gotta ask the gentleman before y'all get y'all heels up and trying to kick it up with a real artist. Are you single and ready to mingle, my brother?
No, sir.
Oh, damn. So you hear that, ladies. Don't be sliding into them DMs. Know the craziness, and we don't want no wildness up in there. But while you going through all of that, how do you manage to keep your private life private and then, keeping yourself in limelight as well as an artist? You know what I mean? As an artist, excuse me.
Okay. Honestly, bro, that's an easy one for me, bro. I keep shit off the internet.
And why you say you do that, man? Because, a lot of people think that they supposed to be posting it up. They supposed to be showing it off for the cameras. And everybody's supposed to be all up in your business so that they can give their judgment on what is going on.
Yeah, nah, bro. I keep everything off the internet, bro. Like you say, a lot of my accomplishments, even with a lot of my accomplishments, bro, I keep it off the internet. I celebrate that privately with the family.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean, bro? I celebrate that with the family, bro, because you got to keep it private. You got to keep it private. You don't want everybody in your business.
Yeah, so. Because, even if it ain't, even if it's good or bad, people can fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not even just like, they come there with a bad attitude. For example, like let's just say you got something good planned and somebody hating on you, they could go and blow up the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just so that you can't be where you needed to be to make your thing happen. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It'd be wild stuff like that. The hate is crazy nowadays.
It is.
And the best way to fight it though is like he said, you got to stick with family. You got to stick beside the people that support you. You got to make sure that you are helping everybody that you love come up.
Definitely.
It's same way you trying to come up, and don't be thinking that you got to do it all on your own and then ignore everything else around you.
Yeah, nah, bro, because it takes a village to really to grow your dreams, bro. You can't do it. Listen, can't do it all by yourself.
Never. We was never made to do it by ourselves.
Never.
But they try to tell you on the news and all that other bullshit that you got to do it on your own. Go get a house, get a car by yourself. But think about it like this: when that mortgage, all that shit is on your own. When the shit hit the fan, guess what? You ain't got nobody to lean on. Ain't no group gonna be behind you that's gonna say, "Oh, we got your back." And if you got that mentality, don't expect your friends to just have your back just because now you in trouble. But when they needed some shit, you ain't never been there for.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you. Let's get back into the music because I don't want to get too far off.
Nah,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
good, brother. You good.
We just had to touch base because I don't want these people to think that you ain't a real human being. You know
for sure.
What are the music? What tools and materials do you usually prefer to use when creating your style? So like maybe the beats. What is it that really hooks to you that you use for everything?
I want to say, bro, a lot of my music, bro, either has a guitar, or a piano in it.
Okay, and why is that? What does that sing to you? What does it do for you?
Bro, it just talks to my soul, bro. Like the piano, certain strings on the guitar and certain notes on the piano, really just like talks to me. Like it just really it really moves like my creativity process, and that's really all I need.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My engineer, Chucky, like I said, really makes everything happen. You know what I mean? Because he mixes and masters my music, and as well he produces my music.
That's amazing, bro. At
Yeah,
least
for
keeping it all in house.
Listen.
But I mean, listen, it's going to expand too. So you might have a couple of other people you might touch base with, but you know, it's all love to Chiggy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We gotta keep it all in the fam. So let's get on to.
Everybody be trying to sound like someone.
It's because everyone get inspired, though.
That is true. Right, yeah.
Top of the line though, because this track I was really loving the energy that you had in that joint.
Yes, sir.
The vibe was absolutely crazy in that joint. But I just want to know from you, you know, what was the inspiration behind that track?
Man, the inspiration behind that track, bro, around that time, man, I want to say it was really how I was feeling around that time period, bro. Life was good, you know what I mean? A lot of good things happening, a lot of motion going on, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I went out shopping one time, bro, and I bought everything that I wanted to buy. I had no limitations on what I wanted, you know what I mean? So, bro, I went to the studio, I want to say that same week. My man Chucky cooked up a masterpiece as a beat, bro, and the rest was history.
Said,
man, what?
he said, "Gotcha." Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad that you know. So how was you feeling when you was going through all of that? How was the energy inside?
The energy was crazy, bro. The energy.
Okay.
I want to say that night, bro, me and Chucky made like 3 songs, bro, and they were all good. It was good songs, bro, very well structured, but that one just stuck out to us. You know what I mean? Top of the line really stuck out to us. We was like, yeah, this is one of them ones.
So I'm pressing the climb. I really step in that shit you can't find. Drip top of the line, that's Dior, Da Vinci, and Louis Vuitton. Mixed with fear of God. Bitch, I'm a star, just jumped in my bag. I can see why you mad, just made 50K in a day. Bro, play with the pounds like it's cake. She a eater, I see in her face. Dick in her mouth, she tastes. Back up, girl, give me space.
Okay, so what was the most memorable moments when you were recording Top of the Line?
Man, seeing the reaction I got when I hopped out of the booth.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the reaction like?
Like
Come
the
on,
reaction, man, the reactions from Chugi and my guys in the studio, man, they was like, yo, peace.
That from jaw drop. It's like, oh,
you like, yeah, bro, this shit hard right here,
you
bro.
doing this?
Yeah, for sure.
I hear it, man. And I mean, that's a great vibe. So let me ask you, because we still on it, how do you feel that your listeners feel when they hear Top of the Line?
Man, how my listeners feel? I mean, a lot of my listeners, honestly, they tell me that my music is like inspiring. Like a lot of them listen to my music to hit the gym.
Okay.
Like for example, you know what I mean? Like they before they go out to party, I mean, make them feel good.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was feeling good that day. So I mean, I'm assuming that's what it's gonna do to my, you know what I mean, to my supporters and things like that. When they listen to it, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, now this is one of those feel good ones that, you know what I mean, you want to turn up to. So
Put my head down, I made me a plan. Dressed in big and it came from Japan. Wanna work, gon' cost you some bands. Tell my dogs we gon' run up a ticket. We don't fuck with fakes or the gimmicks. We go shopping, we don't got no limits. Your shit cap, boy, you do it for image. If you hang with the gang, that's a privilege. Cross that line, we don't do no forgiving.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, speaking in the gym, my ass in the gym right now. Listen, because by the time next year, I'm about to be showing up like Lion on the motherfucking scene. Shirt ripped off and all that shit.
yeah, for sure.
Nah, but that's good, though. So I'm going to have to put that track on when I get to the gym. Actually, I'm going to go to the gym later on this night. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in my bag and I'm talking my shit, so it's fuck how you feelin'.
Good shit, good shit. Back in my bag, bro.
Yes, sir.
That song was dropped how long ago?
Oof, I want to say that song dropped in 2017.
Okay, 2017.
So I think around that time.
And you know, you're real powerful with your messages. So we want to know, what was the message you were trying to convey with that song?
Man, I was back in that mode, bro.
Okay.
I was really like, bro, I feel like when I got to that song, I feel like the day I recorded that song, bro, I really was like, okay, this is something I'm really gonna take serious, bro. So that's why I kind of just named it that, bro, because it came out so effortless.
Okay.
Like that song came out so effortless, bro. I recorded that song, bro. I recorded that all off the top.
Okay, off the top.
Yes, bro.
And tell us, what's the story in my bag without telling the song itself, but like, what's the story behind it?
Just like I said, bro, just getting in that groove as an artist. Like you feel like you hit that like
that peak.
That not that peak, bro, but you hit like a certain moment, bro, when it's just like songs are coming out of you so effortless. You know what I mean, bro? And I feel like at that moment, bro, I was recording songs in and out.
Okay.
Like I was in and out of the studios, bro. Like
chasing the check, got my foot on their neck, got them feeling the tension. Look, I'm the nigga they don't feel the mention. I'm going crazy, put on for my section. I ride for my brothers, ain't no need for questions. Starting the league, but they call me a freshman. Deep
knocking songs out in like 20, 30 minutes.
You was on that Eminem moment when you was like, about to hit
bro.
that heat.
I feel like I finally hit that gear, bro, and that I don't know, bro. It just felt right. And I mean, bro, and then even my engineer was telling me, he was like, bro, I don't know what you did or like how have you been, like what you've been doing on your day to day, but you found it.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, and rest was history from there.
I mean, I hear that. So, were there any challenges that you faced while making Back in My Bag, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Any challenges? I wouldn't say any challenges, bro. It was just probably the only challenge I had was making sure that was good.
Okay. That
was good enough. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I went in and cleaned up a couple parts in the verse that I didn't like.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It was just like making sure it was right for me. Okay. I want to say that's probably the only challenge I had was just like not letting myself like overdo it and overthink the song. Like, oh, it's good enough already. Like, just put it out. Yeah, I want to say it was that.
I mean, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel like the reception was? For Back in My Bag. I'm trying to say the name right. Back in My Bag influenced your approach to your future process.
I want to say because that's probably like one of the first songs I dropped after I dropped my mini project.
Okay. Like an EP.
It was like EP called Count Me In.
Okay.
That was very, very well received. In like the area, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It did its thing, bro. I want to say I have over 100,000 streams.
Okay.
On just that EP itself. Collectively. And that was probably like one of the first songs I dropped after that, bro. So I want to say it was received well, bro. Okay. Like I said, it really got me in that.
Hey, listen, I know that shit was rocking, but you said something important that I wanted some clarity on.
Yeah, sure.
So the music game don't change, and it was all about getting on the radio, getting your music to other outlets. But now it's more about streaming.
Yeah,
it's about the views.
Not really.
Okay. What is it about then?
I mean, I want to say nowadays, bro, it's really streams. Streams is really the source of income.
Okay.
I mean, the units sold and stuff like that is still the most important thing when it comes down to like billboards and things like that.
Right.
But your streams and your streaming numbers is what these record labels is looking at.
Okay.
You know what I mean? How much what's that word I'm looking for? It's just like a certain your core fan base. They're basically looking for your core fan base and how many streams they're generating.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like not real streams, not like bot streams they're looking for. So it's just a lot of that, you know what I mean, that they're looking for if you're really getting pushed into these algorithms and on Spotify and Apple Music and things like that. It's really what the game is now, bro.
All about doing that mathematics nowadays.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But it also shows that, being consistent is the key with all of this, because, if you thought you was just going to be a one-hit wonder, it ain't working like that no more.
It is stories of that, but it's just the one-hit wonder story isn't really going to take you where you want to be. Okay. Especially if you're in it for the right reasons.
Okay. So what do you feel like the wrong reasons would be? Like what
people just want to be artists just to be lit. You know what I mean? Just to look cool on the internet and things like that.
You don't think these people trying to change their life, man?
I want to say it. I want to say yeah, but they're not. You can tell by the music that they make. You know what I mean? They just getting on the microphone, not really with a message or anything behind it. They ain't really in for it for the right reasons, bro. It's just a whole bunch of clout chasing shit.
Listen, though, but it's a lot of people that think that that's the way of life. You think that's
for sure.
That's true?
Yeah, because like nowadays, kids want to be either a celebrity, they want to be a rapper, or they want to be an athlete.
TikToker,
Exactly. Content creator, they want to just be all of that. You know what I mean? So I don't blame them.
But I wanted to ask you, too, then. So what do you feel like changed the whole industry to shift over to just the streaming?
Social media.
Dang. So why you feel like that's been a good thing or a bad thing for the music?
It's been a good thing because it's changing people's lives,
Mm-hmm.
especially like the dope artists. Like there's a lot of dope artists on TikTok that I run to
Okay.
like every other day for real, bro. I'll be on TikTok scrolling and some random person will pop up on my feed, bro, and it's just like, yo, you hard, bro. Like you got that shit.
Yeah, I
Or
hear you.
her, bro. Like I've ran into a lot of female artists on TikTok too.
That's blowing up.
Fire.
Man? Okay.
Fire.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of female DJs. It's been real interesting to me because
Word.
I'm not saying that they ain't allowed in the space or nothing,
Nah,
but
for
it's a
sure.
space I ain't never seen them in until recently.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
you're definitely right.
And I mean, they be laying down the track.
They do.
They be
do.
laying down the track.
Some of them be better than the guy DJs.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I ain't been to that. I ain't been to them clubs. So you let me know. You invite me, and we
got you.
We gonna put it on live for y'all. Y'all can give y'all own little.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this one better? Is that one better? Type. So Grateful, man.
Yeah, man.
Grateful is probably the culmination of everything right now, right?
Yeah.
So what was it like creating Grateful? What was your headspace like?
My headspace for Grateful, bro. It was just around that time. Bro, it's so crazy because that song was recorded in 2014, back before I was like taking the music seriously.
Okay, before you was focused on
So
the journey.
that one part towards the end of the song is where I'm saying I'm grateful. I mean, I recorded that, like I said, in 2014, 2015, and I re-recorded the song, and I put a whole new verse on it, but I kept the hook, which was kind of like the bridge of the song.
Okay.
Me saying that I was grateful and things like that, but man, bro, around that time, I was just, the situation was tough, we was living in, but I was always grateful for it, like it's gonna make me feel 10 times better once we overcome it.
I'm about to say, and if you don't mind sharing a little bit of what your struggle was like at that point, because now you don't came up through it, so I hope you can share.
Just a lot of hardships, bro. Facing eviction notices and having them people banging on your door, ready to they come into the door ready to throw your stuff out.
Right.
Things like that, bro. Like sleeping on the floor and really just grounds you, bro, as a human being. It really makes you think about life, bro. It's just like, yo, is this really what my life is gonna be about?
Right. And listen, I appreciate you for sharing because
for sure.
A lot of people don't have their true story involved in all of this.
Yeah.
And it's great that you can share that kind of part that you went through because, a lot of these people, like, there's some of these rappers now that they was in Ivy League schools the whole time.
Man.
They ain't never really had a struggle or nothing like that. They had this, all they got was opportunity. You know, and my man here, he been fighting for opportunity every day of his life. And now he on the other side, but he still needs some support. So I'm gonna get it to y'all right now. Make sure y'all jump in. If you can, show some love on the video so that way his numbers can go up. And if you can, give a little small donation because that will help to grow the music and get him out here to other platforms because he already went out to Canada. I don't know how he made it out there, but we want to get him all across the globe. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I will be sharing his music across the lands. But, I want to be able to help this man so that way he can take flight in the right type of ways because at the end of the day, this is what we are here for at the Squeeze. We want to support our local family. You know what I'm saying? And I say family because this man really is family.
Yes, sir.
But the true goal of the show is to, support people in need in the DMV area who are doing positive things and in a positive light. So back to my boy over here, Big Peets in the building. What was it that personally resonated with you and your audience when you created that song Grateful? And when you were, I guess, the best way to say it was when you were talking with fans, when you were expressing how you felt about things, what was it like when you were interacting with everybody after the song came out?
It was very well received. Like I stated, it was just like a lot of the times, like when I drop songs like that, I want to say it really just hits home for certain people. You know what I mean? It hits home better than certain, because like if you really understand my message behind the song, like it's gonna resonate with you. You know what I mean? Like even having the conversations with the people after I dropped it, they were just like, "Yo, bro, like thank you for this." or like, hey, thank you for dropping this song. Like, I needed this. Like, I was going through such and such and such around the time, and even those messages are crazy to me. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, I don't think that my music is gonna do that. Because like I make music for myself, bro, and you know what I mean, it's myself. It's making music is kind of like the way that I kind of like decompress, like all my thoughts and things like that. Kind of
Yes,
just
sir.
release all my thoughts and things like that. So when I go in there and I make the song, I'm making it for myself, honestly. But then when I receive messages like, hey, bro, thank you for this song, like it really touched home, like it really hit home. I'm just like, wow, bro, I did not think.
Yeah, you didn't think it was gonna be this
Yeah.
gassed up.
Yeah, for sure.
But you got to understand that, when you making this work, man, it's not really just for you. You're doing it for everybody else, man. And when it comes to that, it's just like when they receive it, you just got to understand that, they're taking it from their own point of view. You know what I'm saying? They're inserting themselves, but they see the greatness that you bringing out.
And they feel it.
Yeah.
They feel
You know what I'm
it, bro.
saying? And then that translates to them hopefully doing better for themselves
Sure.
too. So, I mean, again, bro, appreciate you, man, because,
Nah, thank you.
you know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of positive art anymore. You know what I'm
not at
saying? So I'm going to ask you a controversial question real fast. When you going to make a love song?
When I'm gonna make a love song.
Yeah, bro. Because, listen, when the last time you heard a love song?
When was the last time I heard a love song?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I listen to a lot of R&B.
Okay.
Like, I listen to a lot of Summer Walker, Janae Aiko.
Okay.
I went to go see Janae Aiko.
Okay. How long ago?
When she come, like, I want to say like 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say like 2 months ago.
Front row?
No, not front row. Not front row.
Okay, I got
I just went for the experience, bro, and it was good. You know what I mean? Like, I love music.
Okay.
So, like, just being around it, hearing different voices and different instruments and different type of genres really just kind of just drives me.
What would you take from that performance that you would use in your own?
What I take from that performance, man, her breathing
Okay.
while she's performing is A1.
Okay.
Like, you don't hear, like, she knows how to control her, like, her breaths in between, like, her songs and things like that. I want to say that's probably something I would take away from her.
So you're gonna get that breath work
Yeah,
working
for
on?
sure, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So let
She's
me.
a professional.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, you a professional too. Don't knock your own bootstraps. You feel me now?
Thank you.
Tell us about your favorite project that you've worked on so far.
My favorite project, my favorite project, bro, honestly, is going to be a song out my EP called I Know.
Okay.
Yeah, the EP is called Count Me In, but the song is called I Know. That song really just pushed me to, like, expand on my my musical reach. Like, it was a little more melodic, different from what I usually do. You know what I mean? My engineer, Chugi, he heard me, like, writing the song, and he really pushed me to do it in, like, a melodic way. And then working with an artist I had on there called Jade Omari. She's amazing, bro. So, like, I feel like I had to put, like, a female type of voice on there.
Okay.
Bro, and she's probably the best
She
one in
the,
there.
she
Yeah,
the
she's
one with that hook.
Yeah, nah, bro, she's fire, bro. You know what I mean? I would
Okay.
definitely recommend people to check her out. She's definitely talented.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And she got on there, bro, and made the song complete.
Did the damn thing. You
Yeah,
feel
for
me?
sure.
Okay. So what is your definition of success in your music career?
Definition of success in my music career, man, I would want to say just being successful. Honestly, just having a core fan base.
So, I mean, just so, other people can understand a little bit deeper, what would that look like for you? If you woke up tomorrow, what would success look like for you?
Just having a core fan base that really just, you know what I mean, put me in a space where, you know what I mean, where my music is heard. You know what I mean, all across the world, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to stay just Americanized. Like, you know what I mean? I want my music to spread out and really reach people
Okay.
in different countries and different parts of the world and things like that. I want to say that would probably be my vision of success.
Okay. So, you said you want to be all global, right?
Yeah.
When you gonna do a performance back home
In DR,
in the DR?
man, that's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. And shout out to DR, man, because they be rocking with me too.
Yes, so.
You know what I mean?
Let's go.
They be rocking with me too, bro.
Okay.
Especially, I got my cousins out there. You know what I mean? Like, he's always telling me, he's always sending me messages like, yo, bro, keep going and things like that. So I definitely got the support from back home.
Okay, so but when you gonna go out there though? We waiting for that. When you going out there?
We're gonna have to make that happen. You
Okay,
know what I mean?
okay, we gonna see
You
you.
gotta break some barriers for that.
Okay, so what you?
For sure.
I mean, and what would it be like? Because I mean, for people who don't know, what would it be like to like put on a performance outside of the country? What would you need? So that way, I mean, if we can help you, you know what I'm saying, let us know.
I mean, especially in DR, not a lot of people speak English. Not a lot of people speak English, so it's gonna be a little different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just, kind of just breaking myself into the area, just really building a fan base out there as well that can, generate, like feel the music and things like that. And so it's just gonna take a little bit.
So it's what can we do as, the people watching and, me here, how can we help you to get that established just a little bit quicker, if anything?
Just push the agenda, just push the music.
Push the music, y'all. So hit them buttons. Yeah. That's all you gotta do. What inspires the ideas behind your tracks and performances?
Just being around certain environments. Like, I'll go out here and there. I'm not really an outside person like that. So, like, I'll go out here and there and really just tap in with the people, tap in with the streets. And, I gain little inspirations from just seeing certain things. Puts me kind of like in a different headspace where I can draw some ideas out of, I want to say. Even with my little sister, man, may she rest in peace. She wasn't really alive when I was making music, but she's really like my grandma and her. I want to say they're like the engine and the transmission of who I am. Like, they're like my heartbeat. You know what I mean? Like, I lost my little sister at a very young age. Kind of just messed with me mentally. I lost my grandma just last year. I want to say September 22nd of last year. So it's coming up. That was my best friend and my number one fan. Like, she wanted nothing but the best for me and really just preyed upon me and just wished that I keep going. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep the ball rolling for her and just really try to, do everything I can to make her proud.
100%, bro. And shout out grandma. Shout out grandma. That's powerful, bro. I'm glad that you were able to share that and you didn't have no breakdown. So I'm glad, man. And my condolences again.
I appreciate that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because, we here for you. So I hope that everybody can definitely show love and support for this man, because he's not just doing it for him. As you can see, it's a deeper and very true purpose behind everything that he's doing. And we're gonna get it a little bit more somber, because I know that was a little tough.
Yeah, for sure.
How would you describe your music or your artistic style?
How would I describe my artistic style? I want to say it's really just who I am as a person. Like, the person that I am, it really just brings out my music.
Okay.
Just like, if I'm in a very good mood, bro, you're going to get those songs like Top of the Line. You're going to get Back in My Bag and songs like that. You know what I mean? Very, very good vibe, high energy.
Okay.
But then, like, I also have them other sides of me, like songs like I Know, Grateful, that one that you highlighted earlier, where, it's just more well thought out songs. You know what I mean? Very more like different tempo, different mood. You know what I mean? So
methodical.
Methodical, yeah.
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? You passed it out.
Yeah.
But so, because you're saying something too that I think that a lot of people might not be able to get unless they in the studio, in the booth. What is it in your creation style, right, that it feels like for you that sets you so apart that they need to come to your shit?
Man, yeah, high energy on certain days, not all the time.
Okay,
I have my
honestly,
moments,
exactly.
I have my moments.
Okay.
A lot of those moments are like, it overshadows the good high energy and the good vibes. Okay. You know what I mean? Because I still battle with a lot of that stuff. But I want to say that very dedicated, and I'm a motivator. Okay. You know what I mean? I really just try to push everybody. I really just try to push everybody around me. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm not feeling good, or how I'm feeling as a person isn't the best right now, if you come and talk to me, like, you trying to tell me something that you're trying to do, I'm gonna motivate you to go do it.
And and listen, we need more brothers like you, man, because there ain't not a lot of people out here trying to push people to do their positive thing, man. Most people tell you that, look, man, just go smoke some weed and go lay down and relax, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But that ain't life. But I think that you also said something that I think that a lot of people need to listen to right now. You said that, you go through a lot of these negative thoughts often.
A lot.
But you fight yourself through that shit, right? And then you make sure that you make good things and positive things through the fact that you might be in a bad place yourself. But you use your music as an outlet. You know what I'm saying?
My escape.
It's your escape?
Yeah, music is my escape.
I was going to say release, you know what I'm saying? So you can release all of that, you know what I mean? And I mean, that's a good way to be, though, because you got to pour this emotion into that music.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly,
It's crazy because Chucky tells me the same thing. He's like, bro, whatever you feeling, bro, just get it all out right here.
Okay.
I've broken down in the studio recording a song. Like, full on tears, bro.
And you put that song out?
No, I never put it up.
Dang. It was too powerful for you?
It was just too much for me at the moment. Yeah, like I was in tears, bro, recording the song because it really hit home.
Okay.
It was about a certain situation I was going through at the moment. Man.
So it just put you back in that place. But I mean, it's a good thing that you got through it, though, too.
Yeah, definitely.
So that way you're not, still caught up. And
I left the studio feeling better.
That's good. You released it, though.
Yeah.
That's it, though. That's sometimes, y'all, if y'all not, making music for a public space, sometimes if you need a release, music is the way to go. And it don't even got to be a song that you created yourself. Sometimes it's singing in that bathroom or something like that. Let all of these negative feelings go so that you can be the best version of yourself.
Art in general is a beautiful thing.
What was your artistic education background and who taught you and everything like that?
Man, I really just got, like I said, bro, once I got that equipment into the house, that was really all I needed. I went self-taught for a little bit until I met my engineer.
Okay.
My engineer producer now. I was recording everything from the house.
Okay.
Like, I didn't have nobody. I learned how to hit play, learned how to hit record. You know what I mean? It wasn't mixed or anything. It sounded good to me at the moment. You know what I mean, bro? So it really wasn't anything that I really learned from anybody, because once I found Chugi, it was really over from there, bro. It was just, once I found bro.
So what is it that I guess Chugi brought to the table that like changed the whole game up for you?
Bro, his knowledge of music.
Okay. And what are some skills that you don't took from Chugi now? Like, what have you learned over the time working with him?
Like timing and space.
Okay.
On instrumentals.
There we go.
My timing and space and my delivery. I tip my cap to him, bro. Like he's really the reason why I'm the person or the artist I am now, bro.
Okay,
like,
so if you could go ahead.
He really pushed me into being like a different artist, bro. He pushed me into making sure that he gets like the full version for me. Like he makes sure he gets everything I got in every song. That's what he gotta do. You feel me? But I was gonna say, quick tip for anybody who just getting out here, getting started. What would be something that you see a lot of new artists is failing at that they could probably improve real quick? The quality.
The quality of what? Like this
music.
Like the beat.
Sound, the beats, the beat selection. I want to say your mixing and your mastering of your songs. Like it's cool to go to any studio and get it recorded, and they throw some filters and some auto-tune, reverb, and all of that on your songs, but you really need to get them mastered and really have a finished product.
Okay.
Because that's what a lot of the times people will hear my music and they're like, yo, bro, it sounds like you got this mixed and mastered by a 20-year veteran. Like, or somebody that, that's in the music, like someone that we all see in the music industry, they think it's mixed and mastered by someone that works with them. Like a Master P or, you know what I'm saying? Bro. Something like that. I get you. But, I mean, it's always about being real particular about your craft, because, I mean, they made these things for a reason, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of us, they feel like, okay, well, I can
jump off and do my own thing without having to do all the things that made other people great.
Yeah.
But that'd be the problem. And that's why, a lot of y'all need to get yourself a mentor. If you can't find one, please come on over here, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be showing y'all how to get a lot of these things done and get it right. You feel what I'm saying? That's the whole reason we got him here tonight, so that way he can share with you his amazing story, but also give you a little bit of help so that way you can get moving on your journey as well. I ain't going to give you his whole formula because that's crazy, but you know what I'm saying? Just a little, a little sprinkle of that oregano on top.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what? What is it that got you into your art for the first time?
Travi.
Okay.
I was in the studio with him when he was making songs way before me, 2009, 2010.
Mm-hmm.
With Streets. He was making music before me as well.
Okay.
This is probably some of the guys I would say I was in the studio with that kind of,
Set you on path?
set me on the path for
Okay. And do you have anybody that you feel like was a mentor to you? Anybody that, guided you specifically and then you took key notes from them?
No.
Nobody?
Yeah, nobody in that aspect until I met Chugi.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like I said, bro, he's the engine that drives the car sometimes, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get that.
I'm the driver, but he's the engine, bro.
He the one that keeps it oiled and pumping.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying?
Bro. Like, he's the one that's really making sure that I'm on top of my game every time I go into the studio.
Mm-hmm.
He's making sure I'm on top of my release dates and things like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
He the manager damn near at this point.
Damn near, I want to say.
You might have to get double pay. Chiggy dog, if you watching, tell him you might have to tax him. Let me stop.
My dog though, bro. He really, you know what I mean? He really the one though, bro. He really's the one that really just helps me in every aspect in what I got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the music industry in 5 years?
Man, 5 years, bro. I'm gonna hope to be Billboard artist.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Top Billboard or just Billboard?
Just Billboard.
Not even top? Nah. Come on, man. We gotta shoot for the stars.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. But like, I don't know, bro. That's not really something I aim for.
You just want to be heard?
I just want to be heard, bro. Yeah, as an artist, we all want to go number one. But it's just like, it's not really something that I'm into. Like, or I don't really care too much for.
No, and I respect that, bro.
You know
because
what I mean? Like, y'all can have that, bro. I just want my music to be heard around the world, and I can tour and put on great shows for, you know what I mean, my supporters.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. That's all I really care for, honestly, bro. And
okay.
For 5 years from now, man, I hope to perform in different countries again. Hope to get some more video game deals. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got a video game deal?
I got a song on a game.
Oh, look at my man not saying nothing about what he's doing, bro. What game is it?
It's called VR Basketball. It's a virtual reality basketball.
My man got his song in a basketball joint, y'all.
Blacktop Hoops.
You want to be the GOAT? Well, I guess we're about to find out, huh?
It's called
Blacktop Hoops, a.k.a. the new NBA 2K joint.
Nah, for sure.
VR 2K.
Look at me, baby, I'm the
Yeah, he in VR 2K. About to say point guard on point for sure.
For sure.
to come and to go as I please.
Damn, man, that's amazing, bro. I didn't even know that, and I'm really glad for you, man.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know the what? Well, do you know the owners? Have you out to meet them and stuff?
Bro, they honestly hit up Chugi about it.
Okay.
Chugi was like, yo, bro, I got this opportunity. This video games reached out about one of your songs, and I sent it to them, and they played it, and they said, like, yo, we're trying to, you know what I mean, cut a deal for this, on this video game, see if we want to, you know what I mean, and then
Let it go, you be alone. Let it rest all what I know.
Plenty more where that came from.
My money's on the grill. Living life so chill. That was what I do wrong. Never think twice.
Hey, yo, it's lit, yo. Everybody in the chat, dog. I know this is gonna be coming out a little bit later, but everybody in the chat, let's go to Peets' page, y'all. It's in the description right now. But I want y'all to get this man's likes up because we need him in GTA. We need this man in GTA 6.
movie, bro.
We need him in GTA 6. And then you know what? Rockstar. Rockstar, I know y'all gonna watch this eventually.
Send that
'Cause
over.
I'm about to say, Rockstar, listen, put them in the little opening screens, in the opening credits, bruh. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be crack.
Oh, D.
Yeah, bro. I'm glad that you're doing a lot of amazing stuff. But you gotta sing these praises out loud so that way we know that you got some stuff going on.
Yeah,
And I mean, listen, you ain't gotta do it for long because I know you're a man of your own business. You feel me? But let us know. You feel me? Because we, like you said, you want to support us, but we got to know because, you know what I'm saying, it's already hard. You got to be in front of the people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because it's already hard enough because everybody else is, you know, kind of doing their own kind of thing. And, you know, closed mouths don't get fed, as they say.
That's true. That's very true.
You feel me? What is the most essential part that you think plays a part in your creativity as an artist? Sir?
I want to say it's probably a couple factors, bro. Like, just like my creative process is a little different. Like I said, bro, because I go into the studio with nothing written and no instrumental.
Miss my granny, I just hope you in a better place. In heaven's gates, one more time.
Yeah, again, bro, that energy right there is fire, man. You already know we could chop it up too if you need. Yeah.
Fuck what they say, gotta make them pay for all the hate. To God I pray, I just hope you.
That's good. It just needs that last little final.
The way I found my peace, I free my mind, I'm finally free, I can breathe. This gift from God is the only one I need. I speak that pain, I wear my heart all on my sleeves. Looking for peace, and that's what I've been looking for.
Okay.
Like, I go in there, bro.
Raw daddy.
Yeah. I go in there, bro, and me and Chugi sit down, bro, for like 30 minutes, have a conversation.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's more about the vibe right now.
For sure. Like, me and him go in there, bro, we have a conversation first. Make sure everything with life first, because life is what matters before anything else.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean? So we you know, just check up on each other, bro, and really just, he turns around, bro, and we get into the beats, and we just start scrolling through, like, different samples. We start scrolling through different, like, instruments, and then something will catch my attention. Like, a certain instrument will catch my attention or a certain sound, and I'm like, yo, bro, I want that. And then he takes that, moves it over, and then he just starts building it up from there, bro, and it's just that's really just what it is now. That's really my creative process, honestly. It's just not really, like I said, bro, I go in there as, like, a painter with a blank canvas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just how I'm feeling that day is the picture that I'm gonna paint down.
Well, I mean, and that's good though too, because I mean, there's some people who just, you know, do the thing where they have to pick up where they left off type situation. And I've gone to notice just with doing the podcast, I'll just say this, right? That, you know, sometimes you just got to get that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you sit and wait on it, you miss your time.
Yeah.
You don't miss the level when it was actually going to be good. Because sometimes, like, that emotion you feeling at that moment, people is feeling it all around you.
All
but
the
let the seasons change, that shit is gone.
That shit gone.
It's
over with.
It's over. You know, that's why they be summertime jams, and then there's, like, you know, those ones that last the whole year.
Yeah, for sure.
And, like, I know that your music really taps into that kind of stuff that, you know, hits for the whole year. And I would say for you, how do you feel like you create something that's timeless rather than something that is, like, just for right now, for the popping?
Because I put my heart in it, bro.
So it's the emotion?
So it's my emotion. You know what I mean? Especially on some of those, like, them heartfelt songs. Like, it's really just the words I'm using, like my delivery and my tone of voice. I feel like a lot of that ties into making a lot of timeless songs.
Okay.
Because it's just like the certain word choice, like, it resonates with people, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, hold on, let me play that back. Like, let me actually listen to what he's saying, because he's delivering a message."
Right. They want to catch that later.
A lot of the people are gonna feel that. You know what I mean? Especially if they're going through that at that certain moment, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this song." They're gonna remember this song 5 years from now. Like, damn, I'll remember where I was when I listened to this song. And now when I listen to it, they're gonna play it back, and all those memories that they got in their head from those times, which is either one of those good heartfelt songs or one of the high energy songs. They be like, "Yo, that was a good time." oh damn, I was in a bad spot right here.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, that's what music does to you, because I mean, just with losing Fat Man Scoop, man, that shit hit me, and I was just like, I had to listen to some of his music right after that.
You have to.
And that shit was like, damn, it just took me back in time, bro. And that's what it is memory association, guys. So
Definitely.
you know, make sure that you get, you know, everything that you can. And it's not just about, you know, one particular artist. It's really obtaining a message, right, that really flows into you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And resonates with you. So when you get into that flow, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Just pay the love back. So I know when y'all listen to this man, y'all going to be loving it. You get what I'm saying? All right. So, I mean, do you believe that art and music are important in education today? Because, you know, it's always in contestants, especially with the government and everybody else. And now with the presidential election, it's something that's actually been in debates whether they're going to keep it in schools or not.
They need to.
And why do you feel like it's so important?
Art, music, painting, all different types of arts, all different types, bro. Because I feel like that's very important for, like, ways of people expressing themselves. Like I said, it doesn't always have to be music. It can be photography. It can be painting. It can be playing a violin. It's a form of art. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's very important, bro, because it kind of breaks people's shells. Music, I feel like, is like the cure to life, like a way into bringing so many people together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I really just feel like that's very important in society nowadays, bro, because, bro, when do you ever hear, like, a concert or anything go wrong?
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
from time
to time, bro. But, like, most of the time when you hear certain concerts or certain, like, situations, you think you see a whole bunch of people just having a great time.
Just mixing and vibing.
And it's always all different walks of life.
But it's always that one knucklehead that just fuck it up.
Of course.
But no, I mean, and what you're saying is very important. And I was going to say, too, it was like, it's also an outlet, like you were saying.
Yeah, too.
To let people, though, find their individuality.
Yeah, that too.
Because, you know, if you don't have a hobby, you don't have any type of thing that, you know, sets you apart, that's how you get feeling like, well, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Yeah. Why do I feel like everything is the same? You know, you try to stand apart, but y'all wearing the same J's that everybody else got that same week. You know what I'm saying? If you was in school, kid, y'all all wearing the same J's, then you feeling like, you know, y'all just carbon copy, or you happen to be at a school with a uniform, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, you got to set yourself apart, and creativity is what does that for us. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's definitely important to keep in all the schools, and I think that even if you can't get it at school, you should have it at home, where, like, your parent, or if you can, you know, let it be an outlet. Because, you know, for me, I wasn't in the music realm, but, you know, my mom let me, you know, take apart the VCR and stuff like that. So I got real familiar with technical stuff from, you know, going in and, you know, taking things apart and putting them back together. You know what I'm saying? Of course, obviously, only the things I was allowed to, because you can't fuck up all of your mom's shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's definitely a thing that will set you apart. Creativity is the glue that will make you the person that you want to be. Because a lot of people just go out there and say that, but the problem is you ain't got nothing in this imagination up here. So you seem like everybody else. That's why when you be talking and saying shit, it just sounds like the same old bullshit that the last person said. So, you know, you got to step out of this, like, the same old walks of life. Stop watching the same old TV shows. Do something different. Take a walk in the park. Color, paint the sky.
Do something.
You know what I'm saying? Do something a little different. Go to a waterfall. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be like everybody else.
Don't be like everybody else. Find your unique thing and just stick with it. You know what I'm saying? And if it might not even stay the same thing, but be able to flow easily to what works for you.
Definitely.
Okay, so your Instagram is full of your personal insights, behind the scenes look of your creative process. What inspired you to share these particular moments with your followers?
I share those moments just for motivation.
Okay.
Like,
to keep you going?
To keep me going.
Okay.
And just to let my followers know, or my supporters know, like, what I got going on. Like, I'm still here.
You still here. You still shining.
Still
shining. Still,
you know what I mean? I'm still working hard. I'm still pushing out the agenda of, you know what I mean, making sure that the music is still getting done.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I tell a lot of people, bro, sometimes when you making music or just chasing your dreams in general, bro, you gotta be a little delusional.
Okay, why you say
You
that?
gotta be just a little delusional, bro, because chasing something that you want, bro, it takes a lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not handed to you, like you said, bro. It's not like you put it in the microwave and it's done.
It's definitely not. It's like it's real roast. You got to sit there. You got to season it. You
really got to be a little delusional to believe that what you're doing is gonna work.
Mm-hmm. So I would say instead of being delusional, it's again like I was saying, imagination. You got to be able to take your imagination and make that imagination reality.
Facts.
And the thing about it is, the only way you can make imagination reality is hard work and dedication. All right, y'all. As much as like. Even my man said he wants to be worldwide someday. Like I said, I'm going to 100% help with that. But just like that, I want to get a body that everybody on the planet want to see. So I work hard at it every fucking day. You feel what I'm saying? I don't change a lot in my life, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to tell y'all that because it's going to take change. You got to break out of the mindset that you was in before. Like even starting a podcast and all the other kind of stuff, I had to break a lot of little foolish ass mindsets, like the not wanting to speak in public places or not wanting to be judged about my message and things like that. And to really succeed and be great, because I mean this man is on the path to greatness. So I'm gonna give y'all a little tip right fast. You got to set aside all that childish bullshit, all the insecure thoughts that you might not be able to make it, because just like he said, you might have to be a little delusional. All right, you got to believe that you're gonna be better than whoever, like you got to set a bar, you got to set a precedent, all right, and then make sure that you pass that shit.
For sure.
And then once you do that, that's when you're still in that mode of greatness, but then you have to know how to move with greatness. And I'm going to teach y'all that in another video, so make sure y'all hit that button, subscribe so y'all can see that.
And then I'm going to just add one little thing to that, bro.
Go ahead, brother.
I feel like when you're, like you said, you're chasing your dreams and doing things like that, a message from me to y'all is just detach yourselves from the results.
Why you say that? Because that's something I was going to put in that video y'all was going to see next, but I want him to, he going to give it to you straight.
Y'all gotta detach yourselves from the results, because it's not instant. You're not going to see instant growth, instant, success is not, that's not how it works.
I would say, too, on top of it, because you are completely correct, I would think that, because if you, what's the guy's name? Antoine Dotson. You remember him?
He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up.
Antoine Dotson.
See, you don't even remember him. He was a one-hit wonder, though. He was hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husband, because they out here. That guy.
Oh, shit.
That's Antoine Dotson.
Damn.
See, and that right there goes to show you when you're a one-hit wonder, your name comes up. People will know you, but then they forget about you so fast. And then all they did was, and that was a tragic situation. So shout out to him and his family. Hopefully they've recovered since then.
I need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband.
Because if you don't remember that story, it was a gentleman jumping in windows, getting women and doing craziness. And they took his interview from the news reporters and made it a viral song.
No way.
Yeah. And then, that went out, talking about, listen, with that though, his time came, he got his 15 minutes of fame, and y'all don't know who the fuck that is anymore.
Yeah.
And that be the problem. But when you really build something, that's when people, sit beside you for a long period of time. They see you.
Respect it more.
Exactly. They also see you from when you might not have been your greatest. And that's why I try to tell people, don't be afraid to show your low points, because if you're growing, that just shows that you were somewhere one time and you made it to somewhere better. That's like, at one point, because like you said, you deleted some of your older music.
Yeah.
I deleted all of my older pictures, but now I'm trying to bring them back so that people can see that, at one point I was damn near 300 pounds. You feel what I'm saying? And now I'm here. You feel what I mean?
Sure.
But yeah, no, that's amazing, bro. So let me just ask you this one final question as far as the questions are concerned, but I got a couple other following questions for you. So yeah, bro, what is it that you have coming up for people to look out for in like the next 6 or so months or anything like that?
Next 6 or so months, I want to say I'm really just planning. A lot of what I'm doing right now is planning for 2025.
Okay.
kind of just getting all my shit in order.
Okay, what's the big move for 2025?
Just being consistent, a lot more consistency.
You dropping anything?
Yeah, so it's gonna. What I'm pushing to do is either drop a song a month, or every other month.
Okay.
We're still honing down on the details on everything. You know what I mean? We're still talking about it, but I got a lot of songs completed, a lot of songs done that I haven't dropped, and we really just trying to put those out and really just crank out the content behind it as well.
Okay.
So just staying consistent, you know what I mean, on dropping music and then dropping content, really just building the platform. But I want to say before the year's over, I should be dropping another song.
Okay. And when is there a date we can be looking forward to?
I want to say November.
November.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, look out in November. So just so you said look out, so let them know where can they find you, where should they follow you?
Y'all can find me at all my social media is Peets 4L. That's Peets 4L. That's where you can find me at most of my social media platforms.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I appreciate you for coming on. Is there anything that you would like to leave these lovely folks with? A little message, maybe a little lyric or something?
Man, I'll leave y'all with this. Just keep going. Don't worry about anybody else. Focus. Have tunnel vision. Focus on what you want to focus on and what you got going on in your life. And don't let anybody really just deter, you know what I mean, your path to greatness.
That's it, bro.
Sure.
And y'all heard it straight from the man himself.
Yes, sir.
The legend. Y'all seen it in the making. And I just want to thank y'all all for coming out again, for watching this episode of the Squeeze podcast. I want to say peace. This is your boy Juice. We out.